So in this video of drawing dynamic poses from reference, I chose 3 more poses from Pinterest, and always try to choose poses that are pretty difficult to draw, or like at least the difficult angles, because I figure, if you draw those straightforward side view poses, I mean, it's good when you're practicing, but I like to draw the more difficult angles. So that's why I chose this one being one of them. And the last pose of the video, there was something I caught in there, but when you get to that point, I'll let you know what it is. But it's a good thing I caught that. Now for this one, I chose, the perspective angle, from bottom going to the top, and I started doing that with, using the boxes, because I feel that certain angles requires different methods for drawing different poses and trying to structure it out to figure out, which way the pose is going and how to draw the pose out. And I felt that for this one, boxes was pretty much the best method for this, at least for, just the waist and the chest areas. And you see that I'm drawing in circles where the shoulders are and where the knees are to measure out where everything is going to go and land. That's why I drew the circles for the knees first. That way I can kind of measure out, how far the leg is going to go towards the knee, and then, for the calf muscles to the bottom leg, to the bottom part of that circle. And it's kind of a way for me to measure it out pretty easily. I mean, there's other methods for doing it also, but I like to do it this way. That way I kind of measure it out, even though the poses don't have to be exactly like how the image shows, because, this is more of a construction phase. You're trying to figure out which way the pose is going to go. And that way, when you start to erase these construction lines and go over with actual details, then you can make changes and fix them as you go. And or you can fix the construction lines as you go. It all depends on what you want to do, but you don't have to, the pose doesn't have to be exactly like what it is in the image, because you're always making changes. Sometimes you want to make it better, per se, when you're drawing it. So it's all up to you how you want to do it. Now I'm adding that cylinder, and now I got kind of a general idea of where everything's positioned. So I'm adding in the hand, the usual method, adding the cylinders, and you don't really see too much of the fingers. So I'm just drawing in the fingers that are visible, that's resting on top of the leg. Adding in another cylinder. Now I'm adding in the cylinder for the forearm, drawing like kind of a piece of it. Since it's for shorten. I'm adding in start to draw in that hand. A lot of times I'll lay out the whole hand, as far as like, laying out the whole shape. And sometimes I'll just draw a part of the shape, and then I'll add in circles like I did just now, where the knuckles are, and I start to add those fingers in as I go. And sometimes I'll break the fingers apart from the circle. Sometimes I'll draw the fingers straight out as one big shape. But in this case, I think I separated it into the different cylinders as I drew it, and then each part of the finger resting on that knee. It's called, with that circle there, you kind of know how to place that hand on that circle, and again, just darkening that line for that neck. Now for this one, I saw a picture of Yuta from Jujutsu Kaisen, so I said, well, let me draw this one. It's a pretty good pose for me to use. So I started to work my way with this one, with creating the box shape for the head, since his head is kind of at a little angle. And I kind of wanted to show that. So I drew it that way. I could have drew it as a circle also, but I wanted to, show that his head is tilted. So I started to draw it as a box form, and went in adding circles for the shoulder and chest and waist areas, because it's more of a side view. Side views, I typically would usually do circles, because you're not really seeing much from the side. But when I'm doing a perspective and different angles, I may switch to boxes. And because I know people always ask, how do you know when to switch from boxes to circles? Well, for anyone else, you can do it how you want to do it. You can do boxes for the side view and circle view, circles for the side view, and it all depends on how you want to do it. For me personally, I like to only use boxes normally for drawing the bodies in perspective, depending on the angle it is. And I like to use circles more for if I'm drawing, side view type of angles. Or I may use boxes for side views, but it depends. I think I've ever used that. I think in a lot of my older videos, I think I've used mostly circles for my side view poses. So right now I'm working in the hand, drawing in all the fingers, working the cylinders for the separation, all the fingers. I mean, you don't have to separate it like that. I just like to do it that way because um, it's like a habit. We get used to do that because I'm always breaking fingers, and when I'm bending them, I'm always separating them. So I like to always just add in there to make it easier for me to draw hands out. That way, when I start to erase it, and add details, and edit the wrinkles, and know where the wrinkles go and things like that, and the creases. So I'm adding that other hand on the top, just drawing the knuckles. That way, I can kind of know where to place those fingers. Adding that finger one by one, or the piece of the finger one by one. Going in, adding the top of the hand. I'm drawing in the thumb and the palm. Just adding everything in there. And since it's going, back, the hand is going to be smaller, so just darkening everything up. And darkening the, adding, kind of trying to fill in a little bit more of the side of the waist. So I can add a little more to it. Now with this, I decided to use my kneaded eraser to just fix the hand up a little bit, since the hand is more to the side and the hand in the reference is a little more straight up. And I didn't really have to do it that way. I mean, I can just do it as you add details when you erase the whole thing lightly to add details to it. But I said, well, let me just, I had time. I just wanted to just fix it just a little bit. So I'm going in, drawing the fingers, coming down. That's one big shape. Add the thumb that's bending in, or bent, folded into the palm. I'm just adding in each of the fingers, same way I did before. 3 cylinders for each one. Because pose is pretty much done. I'm just going back and just fixing the hand just a little bit. I mean, I may fix the hand again when I start to add details to it. Because there's always changes, especially when you're drawing from reference. Every artist would draw a pose differently when you're drawing. Like if you go to art class and everyone's drawing the same exact pose, then it all their poses will look different. Well, it'll be exactly how it is, but they'll all have certain things that looks different for how their eyes see it. Now this one, I didn't even know was actually like an AI image, and you can't really see it from here. But if you notice and look at the hand, I mean, like, what is that? Like that is a jacked up hand, and I don't know what's going on with the thumb. But if you are an actual artist and you draw and you've been actually practicing without using AI to generate your stuff, you'll know where all the faults are. So that's an easy fix. I mean, you drawing hands, you see my videos, at this point, you know how to get those hands right. So it's up to you to fix it, because if you make it look exactly like it, then I guess I don't know whether it's a person drawing it or the AI drawing it. It's up to you. That's why I always practice your form, anatomy, and things like that. That way you can fix stuff that you see, and also you can tell when something is not drawn by a human. So now going in, adding that leg, the cylinders, because it's top down. So obviously the perspective, I'm using a lot of boxes. So now I'm drawing a cylinder for the arm. Adding in that hand over there. Then I'm adding in the cylinder for the arm on the other side. Just roughing them, all the shapes out. Because even though this is an AI image, the the whole rest of the body is pretty much spot on, but it's just that hand. So they definitely have to fix that thumb, because the thumb does not look like that on a person, which is pretty easy fix. Now I'm adding in the fingers, drawing one by one, adding in each shape, darkening some of that up. And as you can see, because it's a top-down view, I use boxes. I could use circles, but I felt that boxes is the best way to spot it a little bit better. Then adding the hand, drawing in each of those little fingers. Not really seeing the rest of them because the palm is kind of tilted to the side, so you won't see too much of the other fingers. So I'm just kind of drawing a little bit of those in. Now I'm just darkening all the shapes up, adding in the neck. Just a simple circle with the line going down. But that's it for this video. If you want to see more videos like this, don't forget to hype it up, hit the like button, subscribe, comment for anything else you want to see, and take care.